What is happening, guys? Checking in with you for yet another workout session, and today is leg day. This was yesterday, so it was on January 3rd, because it's the 4th today, and I just decided to go in the gym on this day and squat my ass off. I don't know why, but for whatever reason, I was really feeling 10 total sets of squats, and let me tell you, if you don't normally squat this type of volume, which I don't, and then you go in and do it, it wrecks you. It really wrecks you. And squatting is one of those movements where, yes, it's a lower body movement, but you have to remember this is one of the biggest compound movements you can do for your body. So this is extremely taxing on like your CNS and everything. So if you go in and squat 10 sets, just prepare to take a few days to recover. And I'm not saying that this is necessarily optimal for growth or even strength gain, but sometimes when I go in the gym, honestly, guys, I just got to say fuck it. If I'm feeling it and I want to go heavy and I want to go for a lot of sets and I have the endurance, I'm just going to do it. I'm just going to lift how I enjoy to lift. And this is a PR day for me. I was PRing here at 181.2 pounds body weight for sets of 5 with 315. I got my first 2 without any assistance. On my third set right here, I do have knee wraps on that you can't see. But even with the knee wraps, it wasn't all that grindy compared to the past, especially at this body weight. Because, I mean, my record is 315 for sets of 6, but that was at about 15 pounds heavier. So, very happy with my performance on this day. And my legs, guys, are absolutely wrecked. They're just trashed. I woke up today knowing that it was going to be bad, but, like, my lower glutes, I think that might be called the glute minor. I'm not... gluteus minimus, maybe. I'm not positive. My quads, especially just like the mainly like the lower area, and my hamstrings are all trash. My lower body is so sore, but it was definitely a really good session. And what I liked about this session was normally I'll go from squats and I'll hit hack squat. After that, I'll hit leg press. I'll hit a lot of overload because from a bodybuilding standpoint, you want to make sure that you're getting extra volume overload after your compound movement, so you're doing more poundage, more load over time, thus you're progressing, thus you're growing your muscle. But on this day, I said screw it to most of the other stuff, and I just focused in on my squats, and I honed in on all of these sets, and these sets felt like death towards the end. The last 2 to 3 reps of most of these sets, probably all of these sets, were honestly... I wasn't positive that I was going to make it, but when I went down, I just told myself, I'm not coming up without this bar on my back. So, you got to do what you got to do. I mean, sometimes when you're in the gym, it's just really the grind mentality. I'm not saying that, you should go in the gym and kick your ass every day, guys, because to be honest, I have a lot of days in the gym where I'm doing a little less work and I'm not necessarily going balls to the wall because you can't do that forever. Let's just be realistic. Some days you're going to be in the gym, you're going to have to assess how you feel, you're going to have to auto-regulate, you're going to have to take 2 steps back to take 3 steps forward. And, there's a time and place for everything. But other times when you're in the gym and you're feeling great, like this day, you just got to say screw it and do like what you like to do. And if you're going to set a PR doing that, then guess what? You're progressing and you gained muscle from that. So all in all, these 10 sets of squats were alone more intense than I'd say any leg day I've had in the past several months. Even those leg days where I've gone in and squatted and then did something like deadlifts and then leg press and then hack squat. Yes, that's very taxing, but you have to remember the squat is a full body movement. It is a compound movement for your lower body, but even with the belt, guys, you're embracing your core, you're keeping your back upright, you're using your entire body when you're doing something like a squat, a deadlift, even a bench press is involving your lats, not only your chest. So with compound movements, guys, there's a reason a lot of people don't do all of the overload volume with solely compound movements. You don't really want to fail on a compound movement. It takes a lot more out of you and it takes a lot longer to recover from than something like isolation, what you see a lot of bodybuilders do for growth on the leg press, etc. But like I said, on this day, just based off how I felt with the 315, I set a mental goal right then and there when I sat down for my 3 to 4 minute, I think even 5 minute on some of these rest periods. I set a mental goal that I wanted 275 for my next 3 sets of 8. And then I realized that's going to put me at 6 sets total for this workout. So I may as well do 4 more and hit that 10 sets. So I said screw it. I did 10 sets total. And the 225 sets, I was very pleased with how they felt after coming down from such heavier loads. But they were still a grind, guys. When you have 225 or any weight on your back that you're doing for the 12 plus rep range in any compound movement, with maybe the exception of a bench press, it really does turn into a cardiovascular exercise at the same time. I'd say it's pretty much a high intensity interval training type of method. If you were to compare this to cardio, there's really not much difference. I'd say you even burn more calories doing something like this than you would doing 10 intervals of biking or sprints. But you have to remember, when you're lifting, your goal should not be burning calories. Your goal should be to get stronger, and your goal should be to just be putting on muscle and doing more volume over time. But also realize that lifting is a very caloric expenditure type of thing, especially when you're doing something like this. But yeah, this workout was pretty insane. I didn't even film the deadlifts, guys. I was doing 135 for stiff-legged deadlifts, and they felt really heavy after doing all this. It was my lower back was a little too fatigued to really focus on my hamstrings as much as I wanted to, yet I was still able to get a good squeeze and hit some hamstring curls after those, and then just calves. And that was it. After that, all I did was cardio. And I still felt pretty solid, believe it or not, in cardio. I hit 300 calories of cardio. I was doing a little intervals just for fun. And if you guys have been wondering what cardio I've been doing lately, I've been doing the bike. So that was the entire lift. And these last 2 sets here are 135 for 2 sets of 15. And they weren't really as close to failure as the previous sets. But what I wanted to focus on here is not relearning, but what's the word I'm looking for? Ingraining the proper form into my lower body, the proper motor patterns after doing all those heavy sets with a lighter weight. So 1 plate, obviously very light, 2 last sets just to cap it off and to hit 10 sets total and getting proper depth, controlling it more on the way down than I necessarily am able to with a heavier load like 3 plates, and just really getting a good stretch. And let me tell you guys something, when you're doing really light sets like this, after doing all that volume and all those heavy loads, you feel the soreness in your glutes and your quads as if you did squats the day before. It's almost like a delayed onset muscle soreness comes in right away, and that's what you feel when you start doing these squats. But then like when you're midway through these light sets, you do, I guess, get some blood into the muscle again, so it hurts a little bit less. And then once you're finished, it starts hurting again. It's really, really odd when you do extreme stuff, especially with compound movements like the back squat. But squats have just been one of my favorite movements for a while, guys. Squats and bench. You guys know I'm not too big into deadlifts, but I try to do them because they're exceptional for your posterior chain. But all in all, great, awesome session. I'm going to try to get my back session filmed for you guys today as well. But I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, throw a comment down below and let me know. Be sure to give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you have not already. Follow me on Instagram at nick.berg. And until the next one, guys, I will see you then. Peace out.